Hi, my name is Olivia Mason, and I'm a senior this year at Venice High School. My Church of the Palms journey started 18 years ago when I was baby Jesus in the Christmas play. I've been so lucky to have this amazing place to call my second home growing up, and the memories and relationships I've made here will last me a lifetime. When I was younger, my mom and I would come to the traditional service every Sunday and sit in the back together, and those mornings will forever stick in my heart long after I leave Sarasota. I feel like it was yesterday I went to Sunday school or helped my mom take care of Izza so her parents could go enjoy the service. Church of the Palms has taught me a lot of things, but I think the ones I'll take from here are how to love my neighbor and stand up for what I believe in. As I entered middle school, I would go to youth group with my friends, but it didn't have as much of an impact on me as high school youth group does now. Church of the Palms has given me the opportunity to spread God's love in multiple states and make memories of a lifetime with my best friends. My journey here truly started in 8th grade confirmation when I got to know all my other seniors and ignited a family and bond I didn't know was possible. But the 2 years I've gotten to go to Montreat were the best opportunities of my life. I distinctly remember my first time on the bus to Montreat, the summer after my freshman year of high school. I was nervous because even though I had friends on the bus, I really didn't know everyone that well. It was only a couple hours before I was making jokes and talking to all the older kids, which was the first sign that this was going to be an amazing week. This week was the first time I had truly experienced how loved I am by God and all of the kids on that bus. My first Montreat will always hold such a special place in my heart, but my second Montreat really worked wonders in my life. I'd been going through a very difficult year leading up to the summer, and I was stuck in a cycle of self-hate and loneliness. I felt as if God's love was gone and I had no one. But if there's one thing that Montreat does for everyone, it shows us that we aren't alone and never will be. That week, I got to help a child give his life to Jesus, and it was an experience that I'll never be able to top. Being able to show that little boy how loved and appreciated he was not only by me, but by God was unexplainable. I describe Montreat as my thin place. It's the closest place between heaven and earth. It opens your heart to so many other teens from around the country, and getting to hear their stories of how God has worked in their lives was truly amazing and an eye-opening experience. We get to share our hard moments and celebrate our highs here. I get to sing, dance, and worship with my friends. Montreat is the place that taught me to be vulnerable, kind, and stand by others when they need it. Taught me how to love with open arms no matter what. That's why when the pandemic hit and we heard that Montreat was canceled for 2020, I was devastated, but even more devastated for the seniors that graduated last year. This trip is an extremely important milestone for us before we leave Sarasota and move on to college. Although it was heartbreaking and disappointing, I've seen so many examples of God not only working in others' lives this year, but in mine. I'm extremely hopeful that come July 2021, myself and all my other seniors will be able to experience our thin place one last time. The pandemic made youth really tough, but getting to go through it with all these people and realize how lucky we are is really special. This church has helped me become a strong, kind, and outspoken young woman. If you would have asked me 3 years ago if I would ever get up here and read scripture or speech, I would have said no way. This church has made me confident in being unapologetically myself. Church of the Palms has given me the best group of friends anyone could ask for. I've spent hours laughing, crying, and worshiping with all of them, and those are the memories that I'll cherish for my whole life. This place has given me the greatest role models a kid could have, like Sarah, Pastor Lori, Ethan, Bill, and all the other adult volunteers. They've helped shape me into someone who's ready to start a new chapter in my life. And I don't know where these next 4 years will take me in college, but I know that I can always come back here and it's home. Church of the Palms has been a safe place for me and for so many others, and I will be eternally grateful for all the love I've experienced. It's my home, and there's no other place I would have rather grown up. Thank you.
Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Blake Quigley. I'm a senior this year at Riverview High School, and I'm a member of the youth group, Palms Academy of Leadership and Service, and a leader for the middle school youth group. I've been a member of this church ever since 2002, when Olivia Mason was chosen to be baby Jesus that year rather than me. I'm still upset with that defeat. Throughout my early years, my attendance at church was very on and off. I was young and immature, which caused me to never really understand my role as a Christian. I looked at church as a place I was forced to go, and it got to the point where I said goodbye to the church after 8th grade confirmation. I was lost and confused, and got to a point in my life where I was becoming someone I disliked. I didn't know where I was in my walk with Christ, but I knew I was on one. Fortunately, I was blessed to have amazing people like Kai Hudson, Ben Kirsch, Blake Cook, and Olivia Mason, who all extended an invite to me to attend a youth group in the fall of 2018. After that Sunday night in August, I was finally found. I was skeptical about coming back after being gone for so long due to the underlying fear of not fitting in or knowing anyone other than the kids my age. Although I wasn't immediately friends with everyone after that night, it certainly helped strengthen my relationships with the members of the youth group for future trips such as Rock the Universe or Montreat. My first Rock the Universe was quite the experience. It was a weekend at Universal with a bunch of amazing people. What's not to love? This was the first trip I went on, which allowed me to begin growing closer to the members of the youth group. Although the trip that truly changed me was the trip to Montreat, North Carolina. I'm sure you've all heard about this amazing trip, and let me tell you, it's quite incredible. From the breathtaking views of Lookout Mountain, the calming sounds of Lake Susan, or the unlimited chocolate milks, Montreat is beautiful. This trip was it. I had found who God intended me to be and how He intended for me to serve. As I sat down by the creek at night, I took a deep breath and just thanked God for all my blessings. Just like that, I resumed my walk with Christ. Unfortunately, I was forced to leave Montreat after my 3rd day there to play in a lacrosse tournament in Massachusetts, where my team had the impressive record of 0 wins and 5 losses. Although I was only there for 3 days, it was more than enough to understand that this church is my family. To say this church has helped me is an understatement. This church brings me happiness that I don't experience anywhere else. Whenever I'm feeling down or just need someone to talk to, I always reach my phone and give someone from the youth group a ring. It's usually Ben Kirsch who picks up the most, simply because we both get lonely driving alone, so we keep each other company. The youth group is all very close. We're constantly together inside and outside of the church, whether it's getting a bite to eat, hanging out at someone's house, or finding new ways for Olivia to question why she's friends with us. This church has provided me with so many blessings, but 2 blessings I hold very high are Ethan Howell and Sarah Soboleski. These 2 have been there for me at my highest points and my lowest of lows. On the morning of November 8th, I woke up to a text that sent me to the floor in pain. I read that my friend Saxon passed away from his battle with cancer. The one thing I never wanted to hear have happened finally took place. I wanted to wake up from this nightmare as fast as possible, but as I looked back down at my phone, it was unfortunately reality. That Sunday we had a PALS meeting, and I just tried to look back, I just tried to get through it. After the first, "Are you okay?" the pain returned. Sarah was immediately by my side, comforting me and making sure I was okay. Later that night, Ethan came over and talked to Kai and I to make sure we knew everything was going to be all right. Although the pain stayed, the healing process began. Both Ethan and Sarah are such amazing people who are constantly ensuring everyone in the youth group is okay. They constantly support me in my extracurricular activities, except that time that Ethan played Ultimate Frisbee instead of watching my lacrosse game, even though he was playing Ultimate Frisbee right across the street. It's okay, Ethan, there's no hurt feelings. My experience in this church has been one that I will never forget. I got the opportunity to be a member of the Palms Academy of Leadership and Service, which has helped guide me to serve in the way that God intended. So far, we have completed 2 projects, which included the Bahamas hurricane relief and the homeless bags we passed around to the homeless community in Sarasota. PALS has given me such a unique opportunity and strengthens the character traits of responsibility and leadership. Obviously, this year has been a little strange due to the pandemic. The youth group was moved to Zoom, and while it was nice still getting to meet with everyone, it just wasn't the same as meeting in person. We ended up stopping the Zoom call meetings, but shortly after, we began in-person meeting again. The church has done a phenomenal job keeping this place safe to meet, even in such a strange time. We have continued planning PALS projects for 2021 and are hoping to go to Montreat this summer. I thank God for this church, the people He put in my life, and most importantly, the family I have. Most people know my grandma as Sandy Snyder, but I call her, and will always call her, my Mimi. Mimi has been the biggest influence on my walk with Christ. I cherish every moment I get with her, especially our Thanksgiving Eve tradition, where her and I prep Thanksgiving dinner while singing along to the 80s Best Hits channel. We like to think we're better singers than we actually are, but we still have fun doing it. Last but not least, my parents. My parents show me all the love in the world and always have my back. No matter what it is I'm doing, they will always be in my corner, and I love them dearly. I know it is my senior year, and I'll be headed off to school in the fall, but while I'm leaving this town, I will never leave this church. Thank you.